Hi and welcome to this short video looking at how to manage your Gmail inbox. We're going to look at how you can snooze emails, how you can filter them, how you can add categories to them, and generally make your email more efficient. So I've got an example Gmail inbox here. It's only got 6 emails in it, and yours has got many more than that, but what I'm going to show you works with just as well with 600 as it does with 6. First up, you can see some of these are bold. Bold emails are ones you haven't read. So for example, this one here I've not read. It says site shared with you, and oh look, that's the Google site that this video was on. I'm editing and building this as I'm making these videos, and so this email has now been read. If I go back to my inbox, that one's now not bold. But maybe, let's imagine that I needed to do something with that email. I needed to remind myself to do something with that one. There are a couple of options I have. First up, I can make it unread again. If I press this button over here, that email becomes unread. It's now there and it's back as it was, reminding me I need to read it just as if it was. However, that might not be enough. Maybe I want it to reappear and remind me about it later on. So I've got a snooze button here. Pressing snooze, I will give me an option of when do I want to snooze this for. At the time I select, that email will come back into my inbox just as if it's just been sent to me, going, hey, I'm here. So I'm going to snooze that email till next week. It's gone. It is actually hidden in my snooze box over here, and it will reappear in my inbox on Monday morning, ready to remind me to do something with them. The second way in which we can organize our inbox is by using these stars. Sometimes an email is really important. Maybe it's your educate password. Maybe it's a book that's been reminded to you in the library that you really want to go get. I don't know, there are lots of possible reasons, but starring an email makes it really important. So this email here I've starred. I'm going to star this one too, maybe. And starred emails have their own little category. Look, starred emails. Those two are my really important emails. I don't have to go searching for them. They are sitting there. You shouldn't star lots of emails, but starring some that are really important gives them their own little category. However, we can build our own categories because all your emails end up in one big inbox here. We can build our own categories to sort them out with. Categories are hidden under more. If I press this, I can go into categories and I can create a new label. I'm going to go, hey, I'm going to make a new label. In fact, I'm going to make a label for all of my Google Classroom emails. I'm going to call it Google Classroom. And, oops, I can't spell that properly. Let's try again. And I'm going to go create. There we go. I've created a category. Look, here it is. And because I like making it pretty, I'm going to go create it. I'm going to give it a label color. I'm going to make it green. Green's Google Classroom. Now, what I can do is that it's going to allow me to organize my emails. Just like I got starred, I can stick emails in Google Classroom. I can select this email and maybe that one too. And I can say, hey, labels, Google Classroom, apply. And both of those now have a nice green label that says they're part of the Google Classroom category. And if I click on here, they will appear in there. Look, there they are. They're in that one there, and they're still also here. But we can automate some of this because clicking and adding categories to every email is difficult. This what I'm going to show you next is quite advanced. You don't have to do this, but if you get a lot of emails, you might want to. I'm going to show how we can automate adding categories to every email that comes from the Google system, from Classroom out. All of those Google Classroom emails are coming in one place, leaving space for the emails from your form tutor and so on, and everything else separate to that. Watch this. So I'm going to go to one of these Google Classroom emails and I'm going to say this. I'm going to go to more and I'm going to say filter messages like these. And that gives me a pop-up that looks like this. It says, what do you want to filter? So I could filter any email that's got the word chocolate in it into a chocolate category if I want to. But for the moment, I'm interested in finding emails that are from Google Classroom. Now, there's a little bit of a catch to this, in that this bit at the beginning changes with each email. It says no reply plus E031. It's basically saying don't reply to this. We want to take any email from Google Classroom and put a label on it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this with a star. So that bit says from star at classroom.google.com. What that's going to mean is that any email, anything from classroom.google.com can be filtered. And what I'm going to say is, you can play with these other options, you can use other categories if you wish to. I'm going to say, hey, with that, create a filter. And it'll say, what do you want to do with it? And I want to apply the label Google Classroom. You can, if you want to, also tell it to skip the inbox. That means to not even appear in your inbox, to just appear under Google Classroom. But doing so, you might miss things. It's probably not a good idea to do that. You can do other things here as well. You can apply all sorts of things to it. You can delete them if you really want to. Not a great idea, but you could do. And I'm going to say create a filter. What that means is that any email I now get from Google Classroom will appear immediately in my Google Classroom tab. You can say any email from my form tutor appears in my form tutor tab. Any email from Mr. Crowther appears in the Mr. Crowther important tab. You can do anything with this. Anyway, so that is 5 minutes looking at your inbox. We've shown you how to snooze emails, how to star them, and how to filter them. Thank you for your time and attention.